On some random Wednesday, after too much planning, my girlfriend and I decided to take a break from it all and drive to the northwest corner of America, to a place called Cape Flattery, home of the Twilight series apparently, a literal corner of the world.
A little disrespectful. Sorry.
But just before we made it there, we stopped at this petting zoo. I thought it'd be just a few birds and a bunch of half-dead goats staring out through their little jail cells. But it wasn't like that. It was kind of thrilling, kind of intimate, kind of surprising, kind of fun.
Learn to love yourself the way you love the idea of
Come
love.
on, people attention.
Get up now and live for you, baby. You gotta live for yourself. Then from that place of love, you can love your neighbor, but only from that place of love that starts in your very own.
The animals weren't sad or lazy. They looked at us as if they knew us. I mean, by now they've seen hundreds of people before and stick their hands out of the windows offering food, or maybe just for pure curiosity. And the animals themselves didn't seem too afraid. They just sort of waited, walking around and looked at us every now and then kept on biting on the grass and looking up in the sky. And we drove in circles, watching the birds drift up and down in the sky. I suppose harmony isn't the right word, but there was a sense of peace. It was free. Yeah, free, that word. I haven't thought about it in a while. The reason I wanted to go to Cape Flattery in the first place was that it felt oddly romantic to stand in the far northwest corner of a continent. Alaska aside, it's the literal edge of a map. I felt like I needed a break from interview prep and the tight but comfortable and also stress-packed room, with four walls all the way up, and all I can think are my thoughts, and they aren't so pretty. Timelines of my interview schedule, what I might miss in my prep, what else should I apply to, system design concept that I was learning. I mean, after a while, I felt sort of dirty. Going to the edge of the world sounded like a good trade. Loneliness you choose instead of pressure you don't. And freedom, even. It's hard to explain, but it made sense in my head. The drive out was constant drizzle, damp air, cold wind, gray on gray. But once we got there, away from the city noise, the noise in my head quieted too. 4 hours of focusing on the wet road emptied everything out, and the first breath of cold ocean air felt like a reset. No thoughts about work, no anxiety. I suppose cleanse is the word that comes closest. felt the sticky and the viscousness was scrubbed off of me. On the way in, the land changed slowly. The closer we got to Cape Flattery, the closer we got to Native American land. I saw old, rusted cars set on the front yards. A totem pole stood in the middle of the town. Old town folks meandered around. Every mile closer, I could feel that we were on native land. Nothing really announced it, it was just there. The trail to Cape was up and down, slippery with the mud and slick stones. Through the trees, the wave started to get louder, until the forest opened and we stepped onto the beach. The ocean spread wide across the horizon. The sand split into two dark bands, one brown, one gray, both deep, almost colorless. Not the bright blues and greens of the California postcard. Any other color would have felt wrong. Only these two match the places and weather. Maybe that's where the mystery came from. And in the mystery, there is an odd kind of romance. I thought of a monologue of sort off of a movie that I really liked. It goes something like this. The nuns taught us there are two ways through life. The way of nature and the way of grace. You have to choose which one you'll follow. Grace doesn't try to please itself. Accepts being slighted, forgotten, disliked. Accepts insults and injuries. Nature only wants to please itself. Get others to please it too. Likes to lord it over them. To have its own way. It finds a reason to be unhappy when all the world is shining around it. And love is smiled through all things. They taught us that no one who ever loves the way of grace ever comes to a bad end. I'll be true to you, whatever comes.